As a performing arts center, how does the show go on when in person concerts are suspended? Well, if you have a long-standing commitment to the arts and community engagement like the Mann Center for the Performing Arts, you find a way to make it work. Naomi Gonzalez, Vice President of Education and Community Engagement at the Mann, shares her story of being a young violinist from Puerto Rico and how her experiences inspired her to keep the Mann's education programs thriving during the pandemic. Let's jump right into it. A lot of performing arts venues right now have closed shop indefinitely. Yet you and the man were really able to knock it out of the park lately with the educational programming that you've provided for the community.
Thank
So,
you.
what is one or two general lessons you've learned from this, whole experience?
I would say, our team, I think we should have like the nickname Team Hustle. Because like nobody sat and nobody waited. The pandemic, as soon as it hit, 2 weeks later, we started Man Music Room, a digital series. So I would say what I learned is that in a crisis, in a moment, like you right away have to figure out how to make lemonade, like right away. And I think us being able to do it as quickly as we did allowed us time to learn what not to do and then to get better quicker.
This has really been a part of a longstanding commitment that the man, you know, has to education and community engagement. And I just find it so remarkable how you were able to take, for example, All City Orchestra Summer Academy and turn it into something that still felt very tangible, even in this new virtual world.
Yeah, that program was the Mann Center's first entree into virtual learning. And it was definitely an adventure, but I'm so happy with the outcome. I really am.
The amount of success that it has garnered is truly remarkable. So that's awesome. So you were a violinist at a young age. I was, introduced to the drums at age 8. So, we musicians know how important it is, arts is to young people especially, and why young people should immerse themselves in the arts. So from a personal standpoint, tell me, how does your connection to the arts sort of fuel, all the great work that you do for the man and for the community?
The position that I'm in has been a full circle moment in my life. The programs that I now create are the programs that actually gave me an opportunity when I was young. My mother was a very resourceful woman. We grew up in Puerto Rico. We didn't have a lot of money, but she found kind of a community music program that allowed me to get on the violin. And it was the violin that gave me scholarship to go to college. And in college, I had an opportunity to actually teach lessons. And I was living in Chicago at the time, and Chicago didn't have a lot of people of color in the conservatory, people that looked like me with a violin. And I was teaching in Southside Chicago. And for those who know Chicago, North Side Chicago and South Side Chicago, that means something. And so for these kids in Southside Chicago, seeing somebody that looked like me have an instrument of violin, that was a big, deep hit. And I realized that I needed to get into education. So I got my degree in education. I was in the classroom for 15 years. So not only the experience of being that student that needed the instrument opportunity, but also being a teacher in the classroom for 15 years, understanding what teachers need and what education really looks like has informed me and shaped me to understand, okay, what do people need and how can we be, impactful? And so it's just been the biggest joy in my life to wake up and know that I'm building things to help the future Naomi, Mylan, whoever else, right? So it's such a blessing. It really, really is.
If there's one lesson you can, that you took away from this experience that you could give to another professional arts organization or another cultural organization, what do you think that would be?
That's a really good question, Mylan. The work that I'm doing is beneficiary driven. It's not prescriptive. And I feel like a lot of organizations have been stuck in the prescriptive stage. Um, we had a almost 2 year study of our neighborhood in terms of like what the needs are and what doesn't exist or what exists. And so we've built a multi-year strategic plan based on the findings of this study. And so when you go informed into how you're serving the community, then you're giving people what they need. you're not doing what the institution wants. So I only hope that institutions around Philadelphia being such an incredible city, but also a city of need, that they do take seriously just understanding who is Philadelphia, what do they need, and just help serve under that radar rather than just kind of what's best for the cultural organization.
Music and performance are truly the gifts that keep on giving. And it's amazing how one person's journey through the arts can inspire a whole new generation, even more so during this time of need. We look forward to hearing more about how the Mann continues to support and inspire its surrounding community. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.